My cell phone is 619-663-SELL, 619-663-7355. Would love to get you answers to any questions that you might have. Sam, one of the things you mentioned before the break was the support. And in all honesty, when we first joined, that wasn't really high on my list. It was, it was cool, like, oh, the cloud, whatever. And the cloud is, you go into the cloud campus and everything. It's kind of weird in the beginning, right?
It is, sure.
It definitely takes some getting used to.
It's weird.
Yeah. Especially when you become a gingerbread character. That's even more weird. But I found the support to be one of my favorite things, because what ends up happening in a typical, this is any business, not just real estate, but any business, when you have a question for somebody, today, the typical thing that happens is you send an email to that person, and then you wait for that person to email you back. And they're going to email you back whenever they're free. Well, you might not be free when they email you back. And then you play this game of email tag, or maybe you go the phone tag route, and I call you and like, hey, I need some help with this, and you're tied up in a meeting. Then you're freed up with your meeting, you call me back. Well, now I'm in a meeting. And we sit here and we play email tag, phone tag, text tag, and then by the time you know it, it's the next day, and we don't have any answers. And so what I've come to really appreciate is the fact that if I need support now, instead of calling, texting, or emailing somebody, I go into the cloud campus, eXp World, and I just walk in to the broker room, and there's people standing there waiting to help me, to answer my questions. I don't have to play tag with anybody. Like, I walk in there and it's on-demand support, which has become huge because I'm not a patient person. I'm far from patient. I don't want to wait. If I need an answer to something, I want it now. And the fact that I can legitimately get that by the usage of the cloud is just amazing to me.
Yeah, even better now. You don't even have to wait in a line anymore, right? Oh. Take a ticket, walk around, go get some education, go hang out with another agent. Go, that's awesome, and then it automatically just sucks you right into that department when they're ready.
When
to
your
help
number's
you.
up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I pulled a number for the first time the other day. It worked out really slick.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that part is totally huge, just to be able to get that support. And then the thing that I've compared it to is Uber, because if you think about the average car today, it's driven 1 to 2 hours a day. The other 22 hours of the day, a car's just sitting idle in a parking lot, in a garage, in a driveway, doing absolutely nothing. That's huge inefficiency in this world.
It's going down in value. That's what it's doing.
And it's losing value. It's depreciating,
every day.
Right? But it's so inefficient for something like that to happen, where Uber comes into play. And now when Uber completes a ride, it gets from point A to point B. As soon as it's done, it's going to send a notification to that driver, and they're going to pick another person up and take them from point A to point B. And then they're done. They're going to take another person and another and another and another. And so now you take a car that was only used 1 to 2 hours a day, and now it's used 6 to 8 hours a day. It's actually a career for people. And now you're increasing the efficiency of cars to where instead of these cars sitting idle 22, 23 hours a day, now they're sitting idle a third of that time. That's very efficient. And that's what eXp World does, is now this support staff, because in a normal real estate office, the secretary at the front or the accountant, sure, they're, greeting people as they come in, but the rest of the time they're just sitting there. They're playing on Snapchat. They're playing solitaire, right? They're getting paid for an 8-hour day, but they're really only working 1 or 2 hours a day. Well, now in the cloud, instead of them just sitting around playing solitaire and Snapchat, they're helping one person, and then just like Uber, as soon as they're done helping one person, boom, they're helping the next. And they're done helping that person, they're helping the next, they're helping the next. So now, instead of only getting 1 to 2 hours of real work out of an employee, just like you only get 1 to 2 hours of work out of a car in an average day, now you're getting, 6 to 8 hours of work out of that employee. So you're increasing the efficiency, and you're cutting cost, which is a brilliant business move. And you're doing it in the cloud, as opposed to an office where you're cutting cost even further, because now you're not locked into this lease, which I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but when you don't need your office space anymore, you can't just call your landlord and tell them, oh, I don't need this anymore. You're locked into long-term leases. So to not have to supply office space for these people, and then to increase their efficiency where they're working a legit 6 to 8 hours a day, as opposed to 1 to 2 hours a day, that's huge.
Huge.
Yeah,
huge. Great point.
Absolutely.
And I think you explained it super well, Kyle. It really comes down to efficiency. So, great example.
I love efficiency.
And so,
Yeah,
so
I know
that
you
brings
do.
me to
Because you're a
my
business
question.
owner.
Yes.
Absolutely, way more efficient. It
And
brings
before
me to
you
my,
jump in, Casey,
Yeah.
if you guys have questions about eXp, we'd love to get those answered for you. You can call or text 619-663-SELL, 619-663-7355. Go for it.
So that brought me to my question. So explain how that benefits the agents, because at the end of the day, that's great. There's less overhead for the brokerage. All these brokerages do a great business, a tremendous business, still at the end of the day with leases.
Yeah.
But without the brick and mortar office, and explain to us briefly about the difference between profit and revenue share.
Sure. Yeah, I think that first part of that question would be, my response would be twofold. I think it goes back to the efficiency, not only now for eXp as our staff and our leadership, but the efficiency now for the agent, because again, and I know we're sitting here in San Diego right now, and I know if we want to get from here to, if my office is in Carlsbad, it's going to take me a while, right? So talk about efficiency of being able to get the support when you need it, right when you need it. Agents need help. They need help right now, not get ready in the morning, get dressed, drive through traffic. So cutting that part short. The second response would be, again, you talked about revenue versus profit. We share in the revenues of the company. So that's paid right off the top. It's revenue minus expenses equals profit. We don't pay profit share. We pay revenue share. So we know exactly what those dollars are going to equate to. There's nothing else that gets in the middle of the ability of revenue share being paid out. It's a number that we know exactly what that is going to equate to. So, and again, with profit, somebody else is controlling that, not you. And when we talk
and
about
they're making the decision on the expenses,
Yeah,
right? I know
exactly.
there's other companies, I won't mention their name, but there's a lot of other companies that made their claim on,
Right.
hey, we're going to have a profit share, and the revenue was say $10,000, the expense was $9,900, and they're like, hey, we're going to share $100 with you, at which you get $3. Right? At the end of the day, people were disappointed.
Right.
It's like those class action lawsuits where like the cell phone company gets sued
For $10
and
million.
you get like
Yeah.
a 3-cent check in the mail that they spent 45 cents
Yeah.
on postage.
I got a 15
because
cent check the
That's
other day.
all that's
Yeah.
left
Yeah.
over after the
Yeah,
attorneys
but to
and
get
everybody
it,
gets
to get it on the
paid.
gross
Exactly,
revenue,
exactly.
Sam, is huge.
That's the difference maker here.
Because you know
for sure.
exactly, exactly what you're going to get as the agent, and if you're like a sponsoring agent, you're going to know exactly. There's no guessing game.
Correct.
I like that.
I love it. Again, you're listening to Whissel Weekends, AM 1170, The Answer. We're talking a little bit with Sam Rodriguez, Regional Director at eXp Realty. If you got eXp questions, call us or text us 619-663-SELL, 619-663-7355. Casey, you made the move. You've been to a few brokerages in the past.
I
mean, you've been to almost all the big names out there.
Yeah.
What led you to make that move to eXp and to join the team at Whissel?
That's a really good question. We wanted to basically get our feet wet and learn the best that every brokerage had to offer. And so that kind of kept us jumping around, basically each year, a cup of coffee here to another brokerage for a year. And then we basically saw the best that they all had to offer. We came over to eXp for the whole package. It was the whole package. I didn't like spending a lot of time in the office. I thought there was a lot of wasted time there. There was a lot of inefficiency. I wanted to step into the systems, the structure, the accountability, and to have the entire package and even with the cloud and the learning opportunities, there's classes going on all day, every single day. And then I can also, one of the biggest things that turned me on about eXp was the fact that the agents are there to help you because we're bringing each other on. It's more of a team aspect. You're a big team guy, Jason. So am I.
Yeah.
I'm the fire department. We're a team.
Go
we work
Los
together.
Angeles Chargers.
Come on, let's not go there. Let's get sidetracked again.
I'm big on the team structure and people helping them out. It shouldn't be I shut my door because I'm a top producer in this area and I'm not going to share any secrets. Now it's like, Kyle benefits if I'm
Right.
successful.
And you're learning from one of the best in Kyle. Right? And you're
Exactly.
exactly right. Most other offices, the agent shuts the door. They don't have time for you. Nobody wants to share. And that is a huge advantage. I agree with you on eXp. Now, you're talking about we. Who's the we? Right?
I'm sorry, sweetheart. We are a husband-wife team. There's no way I could be a successful real estate agent and a full-time firefighter with San Diego City without the support of my wife. My wife's been licensed for 10 years, and she's been with all the major brokerages as well. Happy as a clam here now and just excited with all the opportunities.
Yeah, and it's you guys got a wonderful team because it's you and her. You're both working. You both have your experiences, but you also both have your talents. You're really good with connecting with people. Reaching out. You don't mind doing that. You're just an automatic connector, where she's more the paper, right? Like she can follow all the transactions, keep everything on track.
Yeah.
And together, you guys have formed this great, husband-wife team, and you guys did a tremendous amount of business last year, and looking forward to continuing to see a great 2018 and 2019.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a great partnership. It hasn't always been great, I'll tell you. As you know, working, husband, wife, and a domestic partnership like that, it can get sticky sometimes.
Well, you gotta know what
what your line is.
Boundaries.
This is what I'm good at. I'm going to stay over here. This is what you're great
at. You play offense.
You're going to do over there.
And I'll play defense.
I swear I've put her through everything too. Remodels and sleepless nights where I spent, in the middle of the busiest stations in San Diego, where I come home grumpy and tired and sleep deprivation, and she's hung with me the whole way. She's an extraordinary woman.
Hey, that's amazing. Before we go to break, we do got the last segment coming up, and we want to talk about some of the down payment assistance programs that we offer to everybody. But also, we have a special program for firefighters, people that serve the military, from police officers, sheriffs to teachers. We want to talk about that coming up right after this break. But you want to finish this out, Kyle?
Yeah, again, if you got any eXp questions, call us or text us 619-663-SELL, 619-663-7355. When we get back, I want to hear about this first responder program. I'm excited to listen to Whissel Weekends, AM 1170, The Answer.